press Ctrl N to start up a new project. In this place, I'm going to give it 11 by 11 inches, and then you click on create. Then add a gradient background by clicking on this adjustment icon here and click on gradient. So you go inside, you customize the gradient colors like this. So I'm going to leave the gradient color code. If I pick something like this, take this one, make it perfect white, and then take this, copy this color code in, and then you're going to have something like this. If your gradient happens to be opposite as mine, you can swap. Yeah, it's very easy. The second thing is to bring up the text tool. You make a write-up like this. I think for now I'm going to write just A like this, or maybe let me complete it to April. Increase the font size as much as your canvas can take. So I'm going to make it a cap lock by clicking on this one, and then I think this format is very fine. Okay, so you just need to have a backup like this, and then take this man, remove, scale it up till it fits into what you want, something like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add it a drop shadow in order to create the 3D effect that you saw. So you go to effect, you go to drop shadow. So our work here is to get the drop shadow like this. So I'm going to make the drop shadow this color, something dark like this. Increase the distance. Please, you can copy the settings. Perfect. I think I'm good with this. Click OK. So the next thing you're going to do is basically to duplicate and write P and duplicate again. After you finish duplicating, you can then begin to resize just to place them in a way that they are going to look unique and look interesting. Let me flip my gradients. Okay. Depending on your scaling, the drop shadow might start getting weird. So you might need to go inside and customize the drop shadow a little bit more. Like, let me get this R done. So you can double click on the drop shadow to customize it like this. And take the distance down to something like this. And do the same thing to all the rest. You can right click on the effect to copy an effect. Select others like this. And right click and fix layer style, which is very easy. Alright, now that we are done, the next thing is to select all the text like so, and Ctrl G to group them. So I do like having a backup, so I'm going to hold Alt and duplicate, just hide one of them for now. So the next thing is to select this man, and this is where the main work comes in, okay? Because if you look at the main design here, so what I'm going to do now is to convert this man to a smart object. So, but the coloring here is not the best in the world, so I might need to customize it. But so go to the same, select the layer, make sure the layer is selected, and go to Effects, choose Gradient Overlay. So because I've done it before, it's giving me the same color I used earlier. But if your own is not giving you, click on the gradients, the main gradients here, and then like if you expand this folder, you begin to see different gradients. But the one I use is under blues. If you click on blues, you check this man that is here, okay? Or maybe you play with all these ones. And I think I encourage you to experiment, because you might see a different color combination that would be nice. But this is the one I use, blue 20. So you click on OK. If he's looking upside down like this, you might decide to switch. Then the next thing is to make sure that the gradient mode is linear bond. If you change it to linear bond, you might start getting something totally different. Now our 3D is looking cool now, but it's not the best. What we can do is to give it this shadow. because if you look at the bottom now, you can see there is a shadow making it look like it's sitting very comfortably. So to do that, you're going to click on this new layer icon, and then you are going to bring up a new layer. You can rename it to shadow. Bring up your brush tool like this. The foreground and the background is black and white. You can swap the color by clicking on this icon, or you can use X on the keyboard to swap the foreground and the background. But once you are done, make sure the foreground is black so that when you click like this, but if your own is not as mine, just make sure that the opacity is 100, the flow is 100, and just copy the settings that you're seeing here. Okay, then go and then make something like this. You can decide to resize your brush size by clicking and making the brush size smaller. Okay, but I think I would like the brush size to be big enough, like this. Drag. This is too much. Okay, so or I can do it my own way by holding Alt right click on your keyboard to get this kind of stuff. It's more convenient to see the brush size in real time so you know what you're doing. So the next I'm going to do is to click here, go inside, and then tap like this. All right, so just like that, and we are done. So select the move tool and then hold shift and make this gradient to look like this, and then drag it beneath to duplicate this mount to the other part of the text. Now the next thing is to move the shadows. Select all the shadow layer, move them below the text, something like this. So then Ctrl G to group them all. You can rename. If the shadow is too much, you can reduce the opacity of the group, but I think something like this should be nice for now. I think you're basically done. So the next one is this hello here. Just duplicate this one and then change it to, what I'm going to do is to right click and go to the option that said convert to shape. If you convert to shape, once you select your shape tool, it will now give you the options just like the option it will normally give you if you are working with the shape. I'm going to click on fill, remove fill, then click on stroke and make it white. Stroke effect there, but I think I'm going to make it 20, so I'll be able to see the effect in real time. Rotate it 90 degrees like this, and then scale it down like this. Okay, don't forget to move the text above the layer, so it's going to. The next thing is to begin to make your write-up, like new month, new skill, like this, which is pretty cool. Okay, make another write-up if you like. I think you can basically make your own write-up like this. What you can now add is this cloud. Okay, you can download the PNG cloud. Go to a site called PNG Wings. So you are going to get a PNG cloud like this one here. So I'll just basically take this one and then move it out like this, and download as many clouds as you want, just for you to spice it up. Okay, begin to add here. One thing I will encourage you to do, no matter how you're adding, don't allow the background details to become the subject. That is, make sure they are not distracting. Make sure you allow the viewers to focus on the main message or the main subject of your design. By that way, the attention will not be drawn to some certain element that are not meant to be competing with the subjects. Okay, so I duplicated and then make something like this. I just love this effect when I tried it out. So I think that is basically it. Okay, I think that is the design. If you want to spice it a little bit, you can come to adjustment layer again and then add what we call color lookup. We add a color lookup, you click on load 3D load and choose from the beginning here you begin to see different options. Okay, if you accidentally close it, you can double click on the icon, then it will come back. So if you click on the next one, you begin to use your arrow key to experiment with different options there. Okay, so that is it, guys. Have a nice day.